Greetings. This is TKTRAV, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. Today we're going to touch on what I believe to be your greatest source of power when dealing with your magic. So, we as people, human beings, spirits within a flesh suit, go through life in a system that was organized for us. And it's pretty easy to just go with the motions, just go with the flow, to allow what was put in place to be the authority in your life. What's difficult is knowing that there's greater reality and actually putting forth effort every single day to bring that greater reality into your life. And what I mean is living a life of abundance, you know. And when you really think about it, abundance doesn't necessarily mean you have, buku bucks, stupid fat bank account. Doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, you've got 12 cars, big house. Abundance isn't stuff. Abundance is a mindset. Abundance is a vibration. You live in a state of abundance. That means when you approach people, when you approach things, you don't approach them with a attitude of lack or cheapness or brokenness, right? You gotta have a certain kind of mindset to work successful magic often. And you can't get too far with a mindset of lack because you're going to be doubting your results. A mindset of lack is prepared to go without. It's prepared to know that whatever you do is not going to be enough. It's prepared to cling tightly to what you do have so you don't lose it because you're afraid that you won't get any more. Whereas an abundance mind state doesn't cuff, doesn't cling. You understand that things come and things go. When bad things happen or unexpected things happen, it doesn't crush your spirit. Because you understand, hey, this is a bump in the road. I know that in the future, near future, I'm going to get what I need. And furthermore, I'm not attached to this setback. I'm attached to the frequency of abundance. So it doesn't matter what happens detrimental in my life, because I know it's only temporary. Doesn't matter if this person doesn't like me. Doesn't matter if this malfunction happened. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have an attitude of positivity and abundance, and knowing that your spirit, your energy, your higher self, your God, whatever, has everything under control. So nothing throws you off course. You gotta stay focused. You got to be here. Be here now. In the present. Maintain your frame. Be ever vigilant. Exert your influence. Always be leading. The 4 precepts that King Payman gave to me during our workings last year. The rituals that I did to get in contact with King Payman. Those were his 4 main points that he gave to me as sort of code to live by when working with goetic magic, but in reality, living life. Maintain your frame. Always be in your mindset of success, of abundance, mission-oriented, right? You just did a ritual. You're expecting results. You're not lusting after results. You're not like thinking about all the time how it's going to come to pass or how the magic's going to work. No. Focus on the end result. All right? And this is key here, right here. This is key. When you're thinking about your magic and your magical result, you want to be focused on the feeling, on the energy of actually achieving results, right? So picture yourself already having the result of the ritual there, right? Imagine yourself there with, imagine how you will feel when you have the money, when you have the lover, when you have your business going correctly, when you have the prestige and honor of your, the people that you're around, when you have those things that you need, right? When you have your health back, right? When you're able to pass your classes because you've done rituals to enhance your mind and your focus and your concentration, so now you're excelling. Imagine being there in your result and really revel in that feeling, right? And then let it go and come back to reality, come back to now, and understand that the magic that you did is going to bring you to that feeling. Do this every day. So what is this great power that I'm talking about? The great power is your emotions and using them properly. Now, the reason I said what I said in the beginning about us being humans that live in a system and we just go with the flow is because essentially our bodies are animal based, right? Our prototype is an actual animal. So a lot of the functions of this human body need to be fulfilled, just like an animal. Animal needs to be fed. An animal needs, a warm place to sleep. It needs community. It needs sex, right? An animal needs certain things, right? Then you have the whole structure of the social hierarchy. You got to have an alpha, a beta, someone who's the warrior, someone who's the gatherer. Different things have to all fall in place. This isn't sophisticated science. This isn't mental. This isn't spiritual. This is just the human body. So you got to take into account your thoughts. You got to take into account the desires, the thoughts, the emotions that you're feeling. Where are these coming from? Are they being stimulated by the body? Can you trace the origin of your mood and your thoughts to one of your five senses? Did you see somebody that you didn't like walk into the room and now you're upset? Notice how that came through the sight. Did you hear something that somebody said that pissed you off? Now you're feeling some type of way. Did you smell something that brought back a memory? We can go through all five of the senses. But see, the mind and the spirit supersedes the animal body. Reside there. Reside in the spirit. Reside in the mind, right? This is why they say mind over matter. This is why special forces in the military can be exhausted and fatigued and still complete the mission, right? Because they push through it. When their body says, I've had enough, their mind says, no, you haven't. We're still going. This is how you have to be with your magic. When you're doing your ritual and you see something that seems contrary, now you're getting to feeling, oh, well, I don't know if the magic's going to work. I'm losing faith. Give me a sign. Let me do a tarot reading. Let me ask the spirits. No. Do your ritual. Have full confidence. Look, go all in or don't do it at all. If you're going to do your ritual, don't come back with doubt. If you're going to be doubting, second guessing, double checking, and asking the spirit again and again and again, don't even do the ritual. Because you haven't convinced your subconscious mind that this is even real yet. Right? You're still what they call a dabbler. Okay? I've never dabbled in magic. I did it or I didn't do it. And that's how we have to be. You don't get results as a dabbler. You might get some results, but you don't get consistent results as a dabbler. Because the magic isn't the candles or the incense or the skulls or the books. The magic is your energy being properly converted to make change in the physical world. And it takes faith, it takes confidence. That's why doubt and fear are the enemy of your ritual. I can't prove to you that demons exist, angels exist. I can't prove any of those things to you. Because ultimately those things being proved shouldn't matter. All that should matter is if I do X, then Y happens. If I do this ritual, I get a result. That's all that your subconscious mind really needs to understand. Going even deeper That's just foreplay for the conscious mind, right? And true, depending on your intention. If your intention is to learn and study and get better techniques, like what I do, try different things out, then yeah, dig deep, go ahead, try to figure out the best formula, the best algorithm to use to get your results. But if you're a doubting Thomas, if you're, well, I'm going to intellectualize this and I have to understand it the way that school teaches it, forget about it. There's a very fine line here between, logical and the creative, the chaotic, right? There's a very fine line, because you can clearly argue that this is all fairy tale Disney Channel stuff. I'm living in La La Land in my own universe. You can clearly come up with that argument. But here's the thing, I actually get results. So I'm doing something. Because you can't wrap your mind around it doesn't mean it's false. It means you're approaching it from the wrong perspective. This power has to be approached from the creative mind, not the logical mind. Anything done with the logical mind is to help the subconscious mind accept the result and the process. But the magic happens in the creative mind. You visualizing this ritual and the spirit comes and you give it a command and you see it go out and do it, and in a few days it happens. You don't have to logically understand that. You've used the other half of your brain, right, which was the creative side. You gathered the energy. You formed the energy into a focused point and you sent it forth to complete a task. That's all evocation is. So, again, back to the point, your greatest power. There is, in most people, a deep well of emotion, all right? Whether that's anger, or sadness, or lust, or joy, right? Or a thirst for knowledge, right? Everybody has something in them so powerful that it rules their day every day, right? I cannot go to sleep without knowing that I spent ample time studying, researching, learning, and getting better at what I do. That's a burning passion in me. And everybody has that. Some people have anger issues, right? And they tell you that it's a problem, right? And it can be. But you've got such a fire inside of you. You've got to learn how to channel that into something usable. You have some people that are, like I said, full of joy. And it makes their whole day to give, to help, right? To go out of their way. Because they're living in abundance and they have to give, right? They have an inexhaustible source of energy. You don't have to pay them to do it. You don't have to be nice to them. They're just going to do it without expectation of a reward. So, this is your greatest power. You've got something in you that you're very passionate about. Matter of fact, let's go even before passion. You know yourself. You should know yourself better than anybody. But you know that deep down inside of you, you've got an energy of some frequency that you can tap into that's inexhaustible. And it's located in the stomach chakra, the yellow one. For many years, and I'm just going to be honest and disclose about my past. For many years in my childhood, I was very depressed. I was very sad. And I never really understood why, but every day, I'd wake up and it'd just be like, what's the point? Why continue, No one would miss me if I'm gone. I can't do this right. I can't do that right. I'm ugly. I'm stupid. And then these thoughts would be circulating in my head for years, right? I'm not good enough. Nobody cares about me. Like, these things would go through my head and I would have I would develop this energy of melancholy, of sadness, of depression, so much so that it would even affect other people if they got too close to it. And this ruled my life for several years. Pure sadness. It's very difficult to excel in school or do things that my parents would be proud of, because I just didn't feel like it, you know, like, what's the point? Why? I can remember this one set of years working at Circuit City, and I would have this buddy who was also pretty melancholy, and everybody was really regular people, you know, gung-ho about doing their job, selling computers and TVs and things. And I don't know, we would just go around talking to people, giving our point of view. And I noticed that we brought the morale down of like all the regular employees of the store. Just like our depression and bleak outlook on the world affected everybody around us that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Like, that's the power of that inner energy that you have. When you really tap into it, you change the outside world. You know, when you put a carrot into the water, it's stiff, but after it boils, it becomes soft. An egg is soft. When you put it in the water, it boils and it becomes hard, right? The environment is changing these things. But when you take a coffee bean and put it in the water becomes coffee. That's what you want to be. Whatever your energy is, you want to be able to utilize it and affect your surroundings. So what happened is, you know, just to make a long story short, I didn't want to feel that way forever. So I battled my personal demons and I overcame them. I won, right? I used the techniques that I've been studying for 20 plus years, right? About magic and spirituality and psychology and emotional behavior and things like that. And I learned to take that energy that was in me, instead of it being diagnosed as a problem, I utilized it and transformed it into a power source. So most of the rituals I do or have done in the past have been to fill holes in my life, to fill things that I felt like I've been without, that I've been lacking. And what happens is when you evoke the spirit or invoke the spirit, you have a conversation with them, right? And a certain alchemy takes place. And this is the whole point of the video here, so pay attention. You take that, in the case of the depression or the anger or some type of negative feeling, you take that feeling and you give it to the spirit, right? For example, if you're doing rituals for a lover or a companion or something like that, you take those feelings of loneliness, right? Of lack, and you give it as an offering to the spirit. Take this energy, I can't use it, right? This is what I'm feeling right now. And you give that up to the spirit. After that, you put yourself in the end result of the ritual. You feel and you imagine yourself being there, complete and whole, after you get the result, after you find the lover and you connect. You visualize and you feel the energy of how it's going to feel when you're with the person, right? Or when you achieve the goal. How good you're going to feel, how much it completes you, right? How it's going to solve the problem. Focus in on that energy. And again, give it to the spirit, whether it's demon, angel, whatever. What's happening here is you're taking the energy of what you had and you're sacrificing that. Then you're experiencing what you want and you're giving this as the goal. Now, the job of the spirit is to transmute one into the other. Knock, knock, knock. This is the point of the video. You want to transmute the energy into a usable source. Everybody has it. And if it's joy, imagine, again, how good it would feel to give what you have, right? The whole key to this is using your emotions in the correct way, giving them, utilizing them to complete your ritual. Instead of being thrown around by being sad or happy or horny or whatever, instead of being ruled and controlled by these emotions, you take them and you use them to solve your goals. So, I've got company, as you can hear, so I've got to go. But I wish you much success in your research. I wish you power in your study. Go forth and create the life that you want. Create the life that you know you deserve. Be mindful of the cassette loop that's playing in your head. Watch those words that are going on. Watch what you're saying to yourself. All right? That's very important, because that's like the base code of your reality. Those words that are going on, that's what forms your perspective, and your perspective forms what you observe and what you interact with and what happens. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, you know, I am powerful. Today I'm happy. They're getting quite impatient. This is TKTRAV, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. Peace.